Okay, so we got this, and now we're going to skin it to the bones. So here's what we do is grab the bones and hold shift and grab the mesh and go skin, bind skin, smooth bind, square box. Okay, let's reset settings. Now you have to start thinking binary, not binary. What ones and zeros? Okay, yeah, which is binary? Machine language. Ones and zeros, off and on, off and on. Zero being off, one being on. Okay, so what I mean by that is, what'll happen here is under max influences, instead of just off and on, potentially what could happen is there's be 5 sets of off and on, or a variation from 0 to 1. So the max influences state here that one vertex could have as many as 5 bones attached to it, but no more. Okay? Now, on a very straight object, this will be no problem whatsoever. But if I get stuff like this occurring, potentially if there's a vertex here, wouldn't it automatically attach to it over here? And we're going to learn that. Okay, but for right now, just keep that in the back of your head. For right now, I'm also going to lower that down to 3, since there's no weird things that has to occur within there. Okay, I'm going to choose all the rest as being default and make sure I have everything selected well, because I unhighlighted that. So both need to be selected in object mode and in apply. Okay, so a little bit of how to. Okay, and this I can rotate and rotate and rotate. And you can see that this pinching occurs here because we have not studied weighting whatsoever. Okay, now why did we clear out the rotates? Well, let's say I want to straighten this one out. Rotate 0. We'll straighten that out. I don't want to do that for every bone. Okay, and maybe I want to get my original shape back. Well, I can go skin, go to bind pose. Bam. Same thing, but it does it throughout the whole structure. Notice I always have translates on here because I translated the bones. That's normal. You will never get rid of your translates. Okay? Because if I move this root around, it moves the whole structure, and then your translates will always change. The important thing is you have no rotates on it or scales. Scales are bad also. Okay, some little things that you can do with the bones that are set up like this. If I hold shift and click and make boxes just like that, and then rotate, you'll notice that all these bend in correlation with the last bone. Okay, which is a really cool thing if you want to like wag your tail. Okay, and if you went the other way, does the same thing, but look at where your rotate is. It's on an oddball place. So just kind of think ahead there. Okay, and I'm just hitting undo to get it back. If you ever want to detach bones from a skin, you click on the skin, click on the bones, and go skin, detach skin. What I normally do, and you can see what happened. What happened there? Well, at one point, I had moved it without going back to the bind pose. So, Control Z. Always make sure you go skin, go to bind pose, before you go skin, detach skin. There's a rule of thumb. That way, everything lines up still. So what I'll generally do is take some time and say, well, a skinning method of 3, it looked okay, but, maybe I'll detach that and try a 4 out and see what happens. Rather than, just settling for something right off the bat. Because it's not going to hurt you at all just to kind of mess around. Okay, and in this case, this object's going to look good no matter what as far as deforming because it's a very straight line. Okay, go skin, go to bind pose. All right, so next we build a mesh for this right here. And I'm going to quickly do that, and in the next lesson we'll play with it. So build a mesh that will encompass this bone And then in the next lesson, we can continue to learn about skinning.